Welcome to the new lecture of C++, where we are going to cover the topic of enumerations or enum in the C++ programming language. So enums are actually the property of the C++ through which we can define the user data types. So through using the enum, we can declare a variable, and through that variable we can assign the value from a set of variables. So it's a kind of constant data type where we can assign the value from a predefined values through enumeration. So let's see how can we define the enums in the C++. So this is the syntax of the enum in the C++ language, where we need a reserved keyword, the enum. So before writing the other syntax, the values or set of values or the name of the enumerations, we need to write down the enum, E-N-U-M. It's spelled in these small letters, okay? So enum is the reserved keyword, should be written before the definition of the enumeration, list of enumerations, okay? Then we write the name of enum. Just like a normal variable, we have some identifier. So here in the enum we must have identifier, the name of enum, and then we provide the curly braces. And this curly braces, we provide the possible values for this enum, for this data type, okay? So the possible values may be start from value 1 comma value 2 comma value 3 comma value 4, separated by commas. Each value should be separated by commas up to n values. So, and then terminated by the terminator, the semicolon, okay? So this is the syntax, a very simple syntax of the declaration and definition of the enumeration, okay, in the C++ programming language. Then we can actually declare a user data type of enum type. So this is now the user data type, okay? And through this user data type we can create and declare multiple variables of this type which can accept values from this set of values, okay? So the syntax to declare the enum type is write down the name of the enum, okay? So you must write down the name of the enum just below the declaration of the enumerations, okay? And then you need to define an identifier for the enumeration type, okay? So this variable will be of type the enumeration type, and then you can assign a value to this variable just like a normal variable in the C++, and this value must be from the set of these values, okay? So this is one of the constraints of the enumeration in the C++, that the value you assign to the type, to the identifier, must be from the set of the values. So if you give a value which does not exist in this set, so that in that case the compiler will create a compilation time error, okay? So it actually bounds you, the programmer or the user, to provide the values only defined in the set provided to the enumeration, okay? So through this way we can call the enumeration. So this is the user, actually variable, the identifier, and this is the user data type, and that data type has been defined through enumeration, and that data type has specific values, okay? So these values can be assigned only to the identifier, the variable, okay? Each value in this set has some values starting from 0, just like the indices in the arrays, where the first element has index number 0. So similar way, here we have the index number 0, for value 1, for value 2, index number 1, and so on and so forth, okay? So this is the default values of the values, or indices of the values in the C++ programming, that whenever you provide a set of values, so those set of values will have assigned with the indices 0, 1, 2, and so on and so forth in the as provided the values in the set of enumeration, the values, okay? So we have another way to declare the identifier of the enum type, and that can be, here you can see the syntax just like this one. See, so either you can use this method or this method. So here you can see enum is the reserved keyword space, and then enum of name of the enumeration should be declared here in the name of the enumeration, and then provide the curly braces, and then provide the set of the values. Okay, and here you have introduced these terminator, but in this case we provided actually name of the variable. Okay, and then the terminator. So this variable can be utilized and used in rest of your programming, okay, just like this variable. So these are the two different methods which have same concept and same logic to be used in the C++ programming. Okay, so let's see how can we utilize this enum in our C++ programming language. So in this example, we have declared and defined enumeration for a week, and as we know that a week has 7 days. Let's see. We have written the reserved keyword, the enum, E-N-U-M, which is in the small letters, okay? Then space, and then we have given a name to the enumeration, which is week, and you can change it with your desired name, okay? So this is as a very understandable and comprehensible name of the enumeration, that the set of values or the of the values from the week. Okay, so this week has values, 7 values in the set of the enumeration. So the first value is Sunday, separated by comma, and then Monday. So each value has been separated by comma, and there are 7 values, and each value has index number starting from the 0. So Sunday has index number 0, Monday has index number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the indices of each variable in the sequence. Okay, and these values are are assigned by the compiler to the values inside the enumeration. Now this enumeration is actually a global enumeration to which every function in your program can access to this enumeration type, okay, this week enumeration. So this is a global enumeration defined in your program. We can also declare a local enumeration inside the body of the function, so the scope will just be changed from the global to the local, okay, and then you will be only able to access that enumeration inside that function where you have declared and defined that enumeration. Okay, now we have accessed this enumeration, this one, in the body of the main function. Okay, so how we have access? By writing the name of the enumeration. Name of the enumeration, this is now the user data type, the programmer data type. Okay, this is called as programmer or user data type. So this is our data type, week, and using this data type we have defined a variable today. So this is a user defined identifier, or the name of the variable which has type week. Okay, this variable has type week, and this is the user defined data type. Okay, and this is the user defined variable. Okay, now this variable will accept values from this set of values only, and if you try to assign a value other than the values defined in the set of values, this one, so the compiler will actually generate an error and you will not be able to compile your program. Okay, so in the next statement you can see we have used this variable today, and we have assigned a value in the variable today. So this Monday has been taken from the set of the values, this one, the second value, and we have assigned it to the variable today. So this is legal because we have used a value from the set of values. Okay, so in the next statement we are going to print the value of this variable today. Okay, so this today will print out a value on the screen, and you will see it as So this will be the output on the console screen. Today is 1. Okay, so actually compiler or processor will print the value of today is Monday. Okay, and Monday has value 1, the index number 1. Okay, so whenever you try to print out the value of enumeration, actually you will see the index number of that value on the screen, just like we have done here. Okay, so if you want to assign a different value from the set of values, like if you want to assign the Friday, if you assign a Friday, if or I, so it means that we are assigning actually value 5, the index number 5 to the today. Okay, and when you print out this today on the screen, so the value of today will be, you will see 5 on the screen. Okay, so let's see another example of the enumeration, that how can we use specific values while defining the enumeration in our program, and that example is from the switch statement. Okay, so as we know that in switch statement we are not able to use the strings inside the cases of the switch statement. So this is one of the alternative to use the string in the enumeration to check the cases as the condition. Okay, so we have defined enumeration. Here you can see enum. Then we name that enumeration as a gender with capital G, and then we provide set of values, that is male separated by comma, female. Okay, so this is a set of values where we have defined enumerations with name gender. Okay, and that gender has been used for the declaration of a variable, of identifier. Okay, so this identifier is to be used for the assigning of values from the defined set of values, that is male and female. So we can assign male or female into the gender. Okay, so be remember that still this male has index number 0 and this female has index number 1. Okay, now these two statements can be introduced globally or locally into a function. Okay, so it's up to the logic of the programming. Okay, so we have introduced this switch statement. In this switch statement we are going to control or to use or to watch on this gender variable. So this is the gender variable that we are going to watch out. Okay, and then we have two cases. One is the case for male, second is the case for female. So if we have assigned male into gender, so then obviously this case will become execute, and we will see this statement on the screen, on the console screen, and then the execution will be break and execution will jump out of the body of the switch statement. And if you have assigned female here into the gender female, so then the second case will be executed. Okay, and this statement will be printed out on the screen, and then we have break statement, so it's obvious that execution will jump out of the switch statement. But if you have assigned any other value to the gender, so you will see that default value, the default statement will be executed, and this statement will print out value can be male or female only. Okay, so this is another example, a very small example, where we have used the male and female as set of values, and for that we have defined the enumerations with name gender, and then gender is now the user data type. Okay, and through that data type we have defined a variable with small g as a gender, and then we can assign values from the set of values to the gender variable, and then we can utilize that variable in the programming as per our defined logic. So if you have any question regarding the enumerations in the C++, so please kindly ask me in the comments below, and inshallah I will try my best to answer all those questions you have raised in the comments. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this lecture.